Con, I ran out of storage on my phone, but this is just to be a part 2 of just the lesson. All right, no excuse. How the names is important. All right, you need those names ultimately for salvation. All right, but we was in 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 16. And what agreement have the temple of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi? All right, Salaki. And what agreement have the temple of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power, as Yahawah saith, I would dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, right? Because the term holy means separate. All right, you're supposed to be holy unto the Lord thy power, meaning separate from these other nations, their philosophy, their way of life, their doctrine, even to how the way you dress, how the way we speak. All right, the things we eat pertaining to the dietary laws that's still in place, so on and so forth. Verse 17, wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord, Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. All right, but again, 2/3 of our people, they don't want to be received. All right, so again, it says what? We started off, you can't be unequally yoked together. All right, in the Christian church, and all these churches, man, again, that's been built off of that Nicene Creed, through the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, mainly Catholicism it started with. That's why it holds the position it holds today, all right, the Catholic Church and the Pope, as that's supposed to be the main religion on the earth. But really, you know, a lot of our people fall to the wood and stone, all right, as the scriptures say, it speaks on the wood and stone, the wood representing the cross, the stone representing that cobblestone that Jake liked to bang his head against the floor for. All right, a damn meteorite, because they like to worship idols. They like to worship everything except for the man himself. All right, Yahawah, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahawashi, all right, who the world ignorantly calls JC. All right, they don't want to worship them in spirit and in truth. And again, like the church ultimately is a Ponzi scheme. All right, it's all for business, for people to come and join and have automatic numbers if they have, you know, business endeavors. All right, so they can circulate the money that's in the pot. All right, or have their hands in it, so to speak. All right, so again, it's not about the Heavenly Father. In most of these churches today, it's a business. All right, so again, how you can't be unequally yoked. You know, how could you profit the people in confusion and in a discombobulated state, all right, without understanding the prophecies and what the Lord's coming to do, without a sure goal, without a sure plan of where we going, all right, where we came from and where we going. You know, they don't care about that in the church today. All right, everybody should be in that same cosmos, all right, speaking the same thing, cosmos pertaining to the same orderly arrangement, the same world, all right, which that's the world that the Christian church and these religions don't have a clue and understanding about, pertaining to John 3 and 16. All right, just to touch that topic. All right, John 3 and 16, when you go into that term world, it goes into, it's the New Testament is ultimately deprived from the Greek, translated from the Greek. So, and the Old Testament is translated from the Hebrew, right? But when we go into John 3 and 16, it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Now, we read earlier scripture to where it clearly showed that the Lord died for the Israel, all right? But here in John 3:16, it says, for Yahawah, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So what world is talking about, if thou can tell? All right, just like the name. All right, but when we go into the etymology of that term world, it goes into cosmos in John 3:16, meaning an orderly arrangement. All right, and we just go get it right quick for edification purposes. In John 3:16, the term world It goes into the G2889 Cosmos.
Strong's G2889 Cosmos. Cosmos.
Slovakia. It states an orderly arrangement or constitution, order, government. All right, so orderly arrangement, constitution, order, government. You know, and that's what's to come when the kingdom comes. That's on earth. That's in heaven. That's gonna be on earth. All right, you go have an orderly arrangement, and it's gonna start with the 144,000, 12,000 men from each tribe. You can read that. You can read about that in Revelation 7. All right, and right now we hoping and to be a part of that number, and we're hoping that we're help sealing the elect by teaching His word, teaching man's soul, trying their way. All right, as some might deny this truth, but some are gonna accept it, and the Lord is only gonna deal with that remnant, that few that accept it, because the Lord is gonna show Himself to be great in few numbers with all these people on the earth. So, like we brought out earlier in Romans 3:3, for what if some don't believe? All right, it's not going to make our faith of none effect, all right, or it's not going to stop what the Lord is coming to do. From now, I want to go to the book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse 32. Right, because this is Luke 12 and 32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, man. The Lord, it's your pleasure. It's your Father's pleasure, man. It's the Heavenly Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom, man. That's what He's preparing for you right now. You know? That's why the scriptures say what? The kingdom is within you. All right, it's up to you to resort back to Yahawashi, to acknowledge your offense. All right, to clean this shit up. All right, what we messed up ultimately, and why the Lord put us in captivity for disobeying His law, statute, commandments. All right, but our people they love to be the tail. All right, when we naturally heads, and that's why it's constantly friction. You constantly go die here. You constantly go be in prison here. You constantly go be vexed here. Go on the up and down, the slippery slope. Financially good, then turn around, you're not financially good. All right, that's why we want out. We desire a new heaven and a new earth which dwelleth righteousness, man. As the scriptures say. This is Luke 12 and 32 from the top again. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not. Right, you got to store up them heavenly riches in that heavenly bank account where moth and rust don't corrupt. The scriptures say. All right, the hell with this filthy lucre, this fiat currency. It's fake anyway. It's been deceptive, and they used it to deceive the people. Ultimately, to set up this rat race in this illusion. All right, to have the people going and going and going like an energizing bunny, and be sleep to what's for their welfare. All right, to be asleep and not pay attention to what's in front of them. All right, which is what salvation, the kingdom, their blessing, because Esau's blessing is coming to an end. The fatness of the earth. All right, ruling with the sword, war. The scriptures speak on how the world shall war no more. All right, and that's why we're at the end of the third nuclear war, to where the Lord is getting ready to denuclearize the earth. All right, it's for your sakes. So again, it's back in Luke 12 and 33. Sell that ye have and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning. All right, so you got to be fire and be hastening the Lord's coming. You know, if you ain't doing that, you finna get caught up out here when shit hit the fan. because it's about to get real serious, man. The Lord ain't playing, as you can see. All right, and you're going to need those rightful and true names, Yahawah and Yahawashi, or according to the book of Judges 10 and 13, he's not gonna hear you. This is the book of Judges chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. Right? You know, see how the witty the Lord is? That's why it's imperative to know them names, man. Who have ascended and descended. You know, who gathered the winds in his fist. You know, what's his name? What's his son's name? If thou can tell, you know, roughly paraphrasing. But again, 2/3 hate the Lord, you know. And what the Lord is saying in these scriptures hold no weight to him. All right. They despise it. They act as if you know what you saying don't make don't make sense. They look at you like a deer in headlights when you tell them about the truth. This is the book of John, chapter 15, the book of St. John, chapter 15, and verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than the Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. That's why they wasn't keeping Ezekiel's saying. All right, that's why it became bitter. Because, again, no servant is greater than his master. All right, but again, you go know a prophet was among you. Yahawashi, we are part of that number. And those who listening and learning, all right, we safe. All right, but those who don't want to adhere to the things that we tell them, all right, the things that we're teaching them through the spirit of Yahawashi being his mouthpiece, all right, being a doorway, all right, they're gonna be they're gonna have no cloak for their sins. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin, man. Right. The Lord spoke to you over 2,000 years ago, and again, you are those who crucified him and helped crucify him, and that's why you hate the name of the Lord. All right, you despise the name of the Lord when it's spoken or where it's been taught. All right, oh, the Lord got many names. You can't get it. All right, you can't grasp the importance of those names, man, how it's a part of the doctrine. All right, because you have transgressed at some point to where the Lord don't want you to get it. All right, he has set the world in your hearts. Again, your mind, your heart, your mind, your la'av. Verse 23, he that hateth me, hateth my Father also. If I had not done among thee the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father. Man, the Lord can do the miracles in front of them, man. They still go hate or you know, spiritual, put forth some spiritual hate. Why the Lord chose him and not me, or something like that, you know, instead of just being about their spiritual welfare and getting up out of here, man. The real enemy is Esau, all right, these heathens, all right, not your people. I'll read to the end. This is verse 25. But this cometh to pass that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. And that's why the Lord go put righteous indignation upon this place. All right, that's why it's referred to as righteous indignation, man. Because what the Lord is coming to do, all right, is he's going to show Al-Shadia, man, that demon-like power. All right, but it's going to be righteous. It's going to be for righteousness' sake, because he let the iniquities reach up to the heavens, man. It's long overdue. Ultimately, the elect will receive the reward on this side, and the rest is gonna perish. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 18. And now, when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. Right? No man had a say so in whatever the Lord was creating. All right, or the powers. All right, the powers, plural, were creating, nobody could speak against it. Verse 19, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. Right, they become to create things out of and imaginations out of their own heart, which is vain. All right, man is vain. So when man goes, oh, let me build this, let me create this, or let me do that, that's ultimately vain, especially here in the flesh where things are temporal, where we can't call it ours. You can't even call your woman or your children yours, because this is temporal. This is not our rest. In the kingdom, we go be able to say what's ours and what's not, as our elder like to put in perspective for us here at the Lions Den Camp. All right, but it's verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that came into it. And I saw and spared it greatly, excuse me, playing in front of my, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Right, so the Lord kept him a grape of the cluster of them. All right, he kept him a grape of it. All right. And a plant of a great people, let the multitude perish then which was born in vain. And let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect, man. That's why the Lord, what he says, not all mighty and not all noble men are called. All right, you can be a scholar in the world. You can think you know whatever you think you know pertaining to Esau's science, which is falsely so called, as the scriptures say. It's not science at all. All right, the true science is in this book. All right, and we go get it in the kingdom. All right, when we get the new covenant. All right, the new bodies and the law in our inward parts, we'll have the full understanding of what science truly is, you know. Right now we just we prophesy in part and know in part pertaining to that. But the Lord considered the world and the devices that came into it. All right, the wicked seed, the perpetual seed. That's why he says what? Let the wheat and the tares grow together until the harvest is ripe. That harvest is ripening right now. You can smell it. You know, when a fruit starts to ripe, you start to smell it. That's when you know it's ready. So again, the elect is going to receive the award, man. The Most High have a noble vine he's planted. You know, that 7,000 men that's not going to bow a knee to Baal. That's the scriptures say.